Greetings and welcome to my channel. So today we're going to be looking at the big term virtualization. Have you ever heard this term? And if you look at the first part, which is virtual, what does it mean? It means something exists but it's not physical. Do you believe that we can have 4, 5, 6, 7 computers within one physical computer? Yes, it's possible. But then those computers will be in virtual environment. So why is it virtualization important? It's very important. It's like the kind of trending technology around the world now. Because in case one company is operating cloud and then they have just one physical server, and on that server they have to save different type of data. They have to install different type of operating system. Then they go for virtualization. So when you have in one physical computer, you're able to install virtual machines, different machines with different operating system inside that same machine. But you guess what? They're using the physical component. So the existence of the virtual machine depends on the components of your physical system. So your computer should have like 8 GB RAM minimum. If you have full, but then you have less virtual machine running. So if you have 8 GB RAM, like for me I have 12 GB RAM. So I can have 4 or 5 different computers in virtual environment and they can communicate with different type of operating system. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at their various types. So we have the VMware Workstation, we have Oracle Virtual BIOS, we have the Microsoft Hyper-V, we have the SolarWinds, we have the V2 Cloud. There are a lot of them. But we're going to be looking at the VMware Workstation. So we'll be using VMware Workstation to build one virtual machine. So stay with me as I go along. Now you need to have the application installed. So here I have the application installed here. So what I have to do, double click on the virtual VMware Workstation Pro. I'm using the Pro version. I'm using the 2016. So you're going to have the application opening like this. So let's maximize our window from here. Now this is the interface of the VMware Workstation. So we have our file type where we can go to opens. We have our edit types, but we want to create machines. Okay, so what we're doing is we're going for create a new machine. We have to click plus here. Now the option come up here. So what type of configuration do you want? Do you want to do it custom? So we're just using the typical one, recommended. So we click on next from here. Now they're asking us, so from here we can insert the operating system image, or we can do it later. So if I want to do it later, I can click here and then go next. But I can just hide the image right now. So what I have to do, click on browse. We have to have the image that we want to install in virtual environment. Okay, so you got to get that image. So you have to find the location of the image on your computer. So on my D drive, I'm having ISO folder. Now inside this ISO folder, I'm having different operating system. Okay, so I can choose one of them. So I'm using this Windows 10, both 32-bit and 64-bit. Then I have to click on open. Now I have to click on next. Automatically will detect. So there's a Windows 10. That's why I say detect. And we have to click on next. Now you can provide a product key, or you can leave. You can save it for last. So here is detecting that it's a Windows 10 Enterprise. Now you can write the full name of the user. Then we can do the password also. So here you can type password. So we could do password at 123. So password at 123. Then we can click on next. So there's one option here that when you check, automatically you can log on the computer when you start it without putting password. But in case you restart the computer, then password will be required. So you have to click on next. Then click on yes. You have to specify the virtual machine name. So we're going to name it a test PC. So test _ PC. So this is our test PC. Now there's the default location for the PC. So in the user folder, in document, in virtual machine, then the test folder. So this is the machine. And we have to click on next. And we have to choose the disk size for the machine. So defaultly will say 60, so we can have 20 also. Okay, now there's another available option here. So let's leave it at the default 60 GB. Now let's look at the option available here. So it's saying store virtual disk as a single file. Now let me tell you, if you store it as a single file, you can easily copy your virtual machine on pen drive, and then you can carry it along with you wherever you're going. So you always want to choose this. If we choose this, there are a lot of different files that make up the machine. So they might be spread in different locations you can easily find. So we always want to choose this, and we got to click on next. So we can view the summary here. So it's saying the name of the PC, the location, the version, the operating system, the hard disk, the RAM, and then the network adapter. So here we have to click on finish. Now it's creating the virtual disk. So we just have to be patient and see where it takes us from here. So that's it. Now our virtual disk was created, so our machine is coming up. Now see, here is one virtual machine, and automatically it's starting. So now watch and follow the process of installing the operating system. So the machine starts. Okay, so here we have to select our operating system, the architecture. So if you see architecture here, you see x86, then you see x64 and 86. So if you want to install a 32-bit operating system, then you go for x86. X, we go for x64. This is the 64-bit architecture. Now, if you look at the interface of VMware, see, we can maximize this computer, so it would look like the real computer. So what we have to do here, we have to click here. Now we're in the full screen mode. So here we have to click on next. So we click on next. Now see, the installations of the operating system starts right here. Now the automated way, okay, we have a key that we can use to quickly just format the computer without no time. So that key we can hold shift, and then we can press the F10 key. So we bring out a command prompt. So here we have to type TASKMGR. If we type task manager, we have to click on enter. We have to go to the process, and we have to go to setup, right click on it, come to set priority, click on set priority high, then change it. Okay, so let's go back to our machines. So this process will definitely increase the speed of the formatting process. So now operating system Windows 10 is being installed on our virtual computer. So here we can also click this pin here to hide it. See, now it's not even looking like a virtual machine. So we just have to wait for the process to reach its 100. Then after, we have to personalize the computer by putting the username and then the password. So let's just wait for the process to reach 100. Then now when the process reaches 100, the computer will restart. So let's just wait for a few seconds for the computer to reboot. Now when you're in virtual environment and you can't see your cursor, what you have to do, hold down alternate and control key. So alternate and control key will bring back your. So our computer is getting ready, as you can see. So after, we have to personalize. It takes more time, so that wait. Okay, so we have to get going from here. Now our operating system is already installed, but we have to personalize the computer. So we have to click yes, use the expert setting. It's checking for update now because we're not connected to the internet, so we're not really going to get updates for now. So they'll wait for a bit as we get the default updates, and we can continue from there. Okay, now while our computer is still finding updates, how can we connect internet to the virtual machines? So since our physical computer is connected to the internet, we can share the connection with this virtual machine. So how we have to do it, we have to go to the setting of the virtual machine by right clicking on the name of the machine and go into settings. So here for the virtual machine settings, we have to go for network adapter. So we can click on network adapter. Now since we want a connection from the physical computer, we have to click this option. So bridge connected directly to the physical network. So we have to replicate physical network state. Then we have to click on OK. That's all. Now, whenever there's internet connection on the physical computer, the virtual computer will also have internet connection. Okay. Okay, see now, our computer is installed. So see here, so we did type what? Password at 123. So password at 123 will sign in to our computer. See now, we have one Windows 10 computer enterprise inside my Windows 10. It's the same enterprise version, but I have one virtual machine now. So I can have virtual machines of different operating systems like Ubuntu, like Parrot, and of different architecture. So we can have Linux, we can also have Mac OS also in virtual machine. So you can get Mac and VM environment also. So now we have one computer. Now what we're going to do, we're trying to personalize this computer a bit. So that wait and see as we complete the setup. They're saying it won't take long, but we'll just come back. So just hold on. Okay, so after our machines will resume, now this is our virtual machine. So this is also our physical machine. So now we have virtual computer here, but let's try to see exactly what are the components. So let's go to the File Explorer. We want to see how many disk space we get. So let's click on this PC. Now you see here, so we created 60 gig. That's the partition. So now here we have extra 49. Now let's check the amount of RAM. So we have to right click here. We have to go to property. So property from here will bring us to the settings. Now if you see here, it's using the processor of the physical computer. That's why it's saying i5 because my computer is i5. So the default memory there is 1 GB and it's using 64-bit. Now computer name have not changed. So now computer is now also activated. But let's do something before we come back to renaming the computer and then doing the activation. So in case I want to increase the memory of this computer, how can I do it? It's easy. So what we have to do is go back to the computer, go back to the settings. So here we have to come here and then just drag it here. So 2 GB, we click here, then click on OK. So we have to set it on this point. So this is 2 GB RAM. So we click on OK. See, if we go back now, computer get 2 GB RAM. That's it. So that's how we can increase the memory. So let's go back. I think the window is still open here. So let's close it and then let's open it again. So let's see how many RAM we get now. See, 2 GB. So we can increase the RAM of the virtual machine based on the physical RAM we get. So since I got 12 GB RAM, so I can use 2 GB on all of my machines. So the more the RAM, the faster the computer will operate. So we can also rename this computer. Now how can we rename this computer? We have to come to change setting. So if we click on change settings, then we have to click on change. Then we have to type the computer name here. So let's say test PC. So test underscore PC. That's the computer name. It's not in any domain, it's in workgroup. So we click on OK. Now we require to restart the computer. So we say yes. And then let's wait small. Let's say yes. So that we're restarting now so we can implement the change of name. So just click on OK. Click on close here. Click on restart now. If you restart now, the name will change. Okay, so you can do restart now. So that wait a bit as the computer restarts. Okay, now the computer restarted. So let's see if the change of name took effect. So let's go back to our File Explorer and let's go here, right click, and let's go to property. So you see here now, the name of the computer changed to Test PC. And then the RAM also increases to 2 GB RAM. Now another thing we're going to learn on this machine is how we can change the wallpaper. So in case I want to change the wallpaper of this computer, what I have to do, right click, go to personalize. So if I go to the personalize option, now Windows is not activated. So Windows required to be activated before you can change the wallpaper. Now let me show you something. Right now we're not having any software installed on this virtual machine, okay, but we can share a folder that have those software inside from the physical computer to our virtual computer, so they can share, right? They can share file, they can share folder, whatever that I want from my physical computer, I can share it with the virtual computer. So how can we do this? Now you have to right click on the computer and we have to go back to settings on the virtual machines. We have to go to option, we have to go to share folder. So we have, by default it's disabled, so we have to enable the share folder. Then we have to map as a network drive, so we have to click this option. Now we have to, you can map a partition, you can map just a folder. So if you click on hide, you have to click next. Now what's the path? So we have to find it on the physical computer. And those folders are available on the physical computer. So I can share any drive from here. In case I want to share drive D, I just have to click on drive D, then click on OK, then click on next. Now the available option here, if you click reunit, you can only see those software that will be in the drive or those files that will be there, but you can do anything to it. But I'll leave it like this, and then click on finish, and then click on OK. Now let's see if whatever we share from the physical computer will be available here. So let's go to the D drive. Let's go here to computer. Now see down here. So network location. Then we have one shared drive. So if we double click on it, all of the things that are available inside this drive on the physical computer, they're all here. So now we can activate the window. Now how can we activate our window? So whenever you're using computer and the operating system image is spiral or the Microsoft Word is spiral, you can use a particular software to crack it down. By default, you should buy a lesson for the application, but we can use a third-party software, which is the KMS tools. Okay, now if you see here, it saying zip, so I require one software to unzip this file. So I have to find that software. So that software is the WinRAR software. So the software is available here. We have to install it first before we can decrypt those files that are encrypted. And why do you think we encrypt file? We encrypt file to protect it from virus. Because when viruses enter your computer, they first attack the setup file within the application. When they eat it up, they corrupt it, you can use the application again. But when the application is zipped, then we have no virus affecting the applications. So that's why we always encrypting the file. So we have to install this small app, so WinRAR, and we have to click on yes. And we have to click on install. So we have it installed, and the next thing we have to do is we have to activate the operating system. That's the only way we can change our password. That's it. So we install the WinRAR. Now that's why those applications are showing like this. So we have to go by and find our window key. So inside the window key, that's just the name of the folder. So we have KMS tools, and we have to open this KMS tools. It's encrypted, that's why it's opening like this. So the encryption is like extra code around the software. So that hit this one. The password is here. It's just 1234, and we have to click the application. So the type will always be application. Then the extension will be .exe. So we have to double click on it. Now let's type the password, which is 1234. Let's click on OK. So let's click yes. So the app is illegal, so you gotta allow it to take effect on your computer. Now we can go, there are two ways, right? There are two sections of this particular KMS. So we got KMS auto, so we can click on it. So there's another KMS below here. In case you're trying to activate your operating system or your office, and then the particular one is not working, we can hit the arrow from here, then we can go for auto net. So there's another one this way. So if it open like this, what you have to do, click on activate window. Oh, so click on it, and then let's wait for here. Let's see what we'll get. So let's wait. So you see here now, but there are two interfaces. So we got KMS this way, another version. So we got KMS Auto Light, then we got KMS Auto Net. So the two can work. In case this one is activating the window or the office, you go for this one. So if we click here, we can also go for activate window. Now window is in notification mode. So the enterprise version is coming with the window in notification mode. So it can activate. So now we have to do something else. To activate this window. So we have to remove the window from notification mode. So to do the okay. Now this other feature is working. So we get it right. Now let's click on no. Then I'll close it. Let's see if the application or window is finally activated. See, window is active. That's it. So that was it for this course. And then don't forget to subscribe, because we have I have a lot of it packaged and they all coming for you. So just subscribe to the channel and keep tuned at we do a lot of things in the IT environment. See you another time.